So it's officially been a week since I left my ex, so I figure it is high time to tell the story of how I found out he was cheating on me. There's no way I'm condensing my thoughts to 60 seconds, so buckle up because it is quite the ride. So I would say the crux of the matter starts on November 2nd, 2020. So we were living up in Nashville together, but we're both from the same little small town in Florida, and my entire extended family still lives there. And so I get news that my aunt, who has cerebral palsy, is in the ICU with a life-threatening blood clot in her leg and her lung. So me and my mom go down there to help out with everything. And the entire time it was kind of rocky because I was only supposed to be gone for like 5 days, and it kept on getting extended. Ended up being gone for 3.5 weeks. And of course, he's not giving me the emotional support that a partner of 4 years should be giving you when a family member who's already handicapped is in the ICU during a pandemic, okay? But he's a narcissist, so I'm like, haha, same old, of course he's not. And I really didn't think anything sketchy was going on until we had this friend and we were trying to get some, to bring back, and he suggested it, and then he didn't have any money. And all of a sudden he doesn't have any money, and he had a pretty good job, and he's like really passionate about that. So I was like, alarm bells, like, what did you spend that much money on that you don't have a cent to give me for this, right? And so silly old me, I could have like totally stayed and had Thanksgiving with my entire family, which I haven't had in like 8 years, but no, of course, no. I drive 14 hours back up to Nashville. So his family's from Florida also, and obviously like doesn't have that great of a family life, doesn't have a great relationship with his parents, but he finally had a good enough job where his parents, deemed him worthy of love and attention. And so they rented this like beautiful old house, but it was in like BFE. Like it was like an hour and a half outside of Nashville, like no cell service, no nothing. And so we have Thanksgiving together. It's like so beautiful. We're getting along like as good as we have in like months. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like new chapter. Okay, footnotes version. So we're out in the middle of nowhere. I work from home. It's the day after Thanksgiving. I have to work. I have absolutely no signal. Went and bought a whole new Wi-Fi router. That's still not working. What's the only thing that does work to give me internet? His hotspot on his cell phone. It is also his parents' last day there, and they want to go, see the sights, and he needs to be their tour guide. So he can't chicken out. He can't not take his parents, and he also just can't not leave me his phone because I literally have to do my job. And so he leaves it there with me. And, I'm like doing pretty good for like the first like 30 minutes. I'm just like, mind your business, like, woosah, mind your business. You don't need to look. Like he's a horrible person, but like he's never done anything that would make you think he's cheating on you. Don't look. But a woman's intuition is never wrong, baby. So the entire time I'm like, it's like eating away at me. I'm like, you literally have to look. And oh boy, did I find what I was fucking looking for. So the funny part is that, of course, the first thing that I go to when I get his phone open is Snapchat, because like cheater's playground, cheater's paradise, and the only friends that he has on his entire Snapchat are literally this guy he went to high school with and me. So in full clown behavior, I take out my own phone and literally take a picture of his friends list to like post on my Finsta to be like bragging on my man, like, haha, that's what I like to see. Girl, okay. So, but I keep going through it because I'm like, okay, well, like I feel better now, so I'm gonna keep going through it because I'm probably not gonna find anything. Baby girl. Okay, I open his camera roll, literally just right there sitting in his normal fucking camera roll, like no trying to hide it at all. The most ludicrous amount of porn that I've ever seen in my life. And not like fucking like saved from blah, blah, blah. No, obvious like homemade sent to you from a real human woman. So I'm in his camera roll, and when I tell you that I am like, I cannot believe my eyes right now, okay? And it is like, it's a vast array of women, okay? Like, it is like there's like full on like spread eagle, to literally just like clothes, like with a little bit of tasteful cleavage, like pretty like selfies, like, from literally a minimum of like 40 different women, okay? And I keep going through it and going through it and going through it. Oh, this has been happening since, ready? August. It's November. It's Thanksgiving. And this has been happening since August. Okay. Isn't that funny? So I'm going through all of them. I have my phone out, right? Because I was like trying to brag on him about Snapchat. So I have my phone out, literally filming me going through his camera roll because he's a fucking narcissistic gaslighter. And he was literally going to try to make me feel like I'm crazy and that I didn't see that he was literally paying women for porn. So here I am recording every single thing I find on his phone so he can't gaslight me, right? And I'm obviously in like complete shock, so I'm not thinking too strategically. So I just click on a random picture and go to he has an Android, go to the little, 3-dot detail, and it's all, every single picture is coming from WhatsApp. So I'm like, oh, fantastic. Like, you are going above and beyond to cheat on me. Like, shit I've never even heard of, right? Had no idea the actual extent, right? So I should have just gone to WhatsApp immediately, but I didn't. And so I keep on scrolling through the camera roll, and I come to these like 8 proof of payment screenshots from a service called Cubitel. What is Cubitel, you ask? I'm glad you asked. I didn't know either. It is literally, this is how like niche and invested in this shit he was. It's literally a service where you like send money to put data on Cuban prepaid phones. And on the night of October 30th, when I went out with a friend and he had the audacity to get mad at me for being home too late, he spent his night putting $515 worth of data onto 8 different Cuban women's prepaid phones. So I find all the Cubitel things and I'm like, oh my God, like this goes way deeper than I could have ever imagined. Like I go all the way back. There's literally pictures from August and like fucking PayPal receipt and Cubitel receipt and Ding and Pedal and like all these crazy payment apps that he like went again above and beyond to cheat on me since August. Okay. And so again, I still don't go to the WhatsApp. Don't know why, but then I'm like, okay, this motherfucker is definitely doing some more sus shit, right? Oh, yes, he was. I go on there. Oh, what does he also have? An active Tinder account. Yay! Amazing. So not only was he cheating on me virtually since August, he also was trying to cheat on me in person 1000%. However, literally he's so fucking lame and ugly that no one would respond to him, which honestly was like a little embarrassing. And so unfortunately he had his iPad with him when he was out with his family to like, watch stocks or whatever. And I do think that he got the notification that said like, you have a new login on Tinder. Cause then all of a sudden I'm going through his phone and he runs in the fucking door and grabs his. So he comes in, grabs the phone, and I'm like completely caught off guard, so I don't have time to react, right? So he picks up the phone and every single thing that I had open is still open. So he knows that I saw everything, right? And in true narcissist fashion, what does he do? Cool as a fucking cucumber. Does not say a word about it, doesn't acknowledge anything, acts like everything's perfectly fine. And I am like, I don't even know what to do. Like my brain is literally like in overdrive. So I'm just like staring at my computer, refusing to acknowledge him, like hand shaking like this, right? He sets the phone down, leaves to go back out with his parents. Oh, I pick it up and it's like this ridiculous, crazy pattern lock now that of course I like couldn't hack for like 8 hours of trying. So I have to work the rest of the day and they finally get home and I literally just have to sit there in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee with his family that I don't really know, literally just acting like everything's fine because like not trying to cause problems with the fam. And when I tell you every single time that I tried to talk to him, he literally hid behind his mother and would not speak to me. So he refuses to acknowledge me all day, acts like there's absolutely nothing wrong. I finally get off of work and obviously I'm in like an emotionally abusive toxic relationship. So like all I want is for him to give me like any excuse to like, forgive him or stay and blah, 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 blah. Oh, he can't even do that. He can't even do that. He literally is like deadpan mad at me for trying to cause a problem when his family is there. We'll talk about it later. I'm not doing this shit with you while my family is here. Okay, so I obviously don't want to, but I'm like, you cannot go out this bad. Like, you literally just can't. So I leave, I go to my friend's house. I run away for like 9 days. He like, does his like shitty best to like try to contact me, blah, 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 blah. I run away for 9 days, footnotes version. I'm then like gonna go home. My best friend is gonna like fly up from Atlanta and help me move out my stuff. Oh, the person I was staying with for the 9 days gave me COVID. Now I am legitimately distraught, right? Like I'm already like so sad that like this relationship has crumbled in front of my eyes. Like I was literally sitting there like, oh, like he's a narcissist, but like he's my narcissist. Like he wouldn't cheat on me. Okay. And so like all I want is to just like comfort. I miss him so much. All I want to do is just like go be with him and like be in our bed together, blah, 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 blah. And then I am sick as a fucking dog, like miserably sick, right? So obviously like my friend can't come up anymore. Like she has a kid. I'm not giving her COVID and like I can't come home, blah, blah, blah. So I literally just like go back. Like I go back and literally basically footnotes version. I was there for a whole entire 2 weeks giving him a chance to make anything up to me. He literally sat there, lied to my face about proof that I actually had, told me that he had never had FaceTime sex with any of them ever, right? Even though he had literally done it in August. So you literally mean to tell me he wasn't doing it for the 3.5 weeks I was gone? Yeah, fucking right. So I literally have photographic evidence of all of this, and he is still lying to my face, okay? So he literally is like steadfast in that he has never had FaceTime sex with not even one of them, not even one time. And he actually feels bad for me that I'm thinking so much into this and making it such a bigger deal than it was, because it was never even that big of a deal to him, okay, etc. Meanwhile, I literally have pictures of screenshots, okay, from his phone of WhatsApp call logs of a million ingoing and outgoing calls with literally like 10 different women, okay? And then once I show him that, he'll give me that he did it one time with one girl, okay? But here's the real kicker, okay? We couldn't have a full-blown, fully honest conversation about all he was doing because, are you ready? It was embarrassing, and I was trying to kink shame him. You heard that right. He was cheating on me, and I was trying to kink shame him. So yeah, apparently cheating on your girlfriend of like 4 years who like lives with you and sleeps in your bed every single night is a kink. Who knew? Honestly, the more you know. Like, thank you so much for like enlightening me that actually that's a kink. That having FaceTime sex with like other real human women while you have a live-in girlfriend is just a kink. Like, honestly, like, wish I would have known before. And then really to top it off, like just like the mwah of all of this is that, are you ready? It wasn't cheating. It wasn't cheating. Of course it wasn't cheating. It was virtual. And he is very sorry. It was wrong and he shouldn't have done it, but it wasn't cheating. At absolute best, it was virtual cheating, but he only said that because I obviously wouldn't let it go. Yeah, it was virtual cheating and they were in another country, so he thought that I just wouldn't care. Isn't that so cute?